Hello, good morning, everyone. Today I want to quickly explain how to use the CBT system. I want to beg your indulgence to kindly watch this video tutorial from start to finish because it explains everything in details, not just the CBT, but it explains some parts of the admin features, how to register your subject students successfully, especially it also talked about the subject grading in terms of students that are in the same class and they are offering different subjects like the senior secondary section where we have art and science students in the same class. So quickly, let me start. The CBT features is successful and everything is working as expected. I really appreciate your patience all this while. So for you to start using the feature of the CBT, all you need to do first is to register your subject, which I assume that you have done that all the way. So I will just quickly do a very quick registration. When you log into your admin dashboard, you click on register subjects and you select the grade that you want to register the subject for. So we are going for SS grade and we want to register for SS3. Now we type in the subject. Remember, you have to separate each subject by a comma so the system sees it as a subject, as one subject. So let's go for English. So we want to register English and we want to also add biology. So these two subjects is what we want to register for SS3. So you can see it's already highlighted them for you to preview. So once you are done entering your subject in this form, you click on register subjects and the system registers that. You can see it successfully registered two subjects. Now, this is very important, please. After registering your subjects and your students, you have to do this so that you don't have face any issue during result formation and compilation. So once you are done registering your subject, quickly come to your menu and look for where you see manage student subjects. Manage student subjects. So once it opens, you use this to manage your student subjects. What does this feature does for you? It helps you to assign subjects to different students in the same class. So you can assign art subjects to a specific student. So let's just go to action now. When you click on manage student subjects, it brings the grade. You select the grade that you want to manage and you select the class in that grade. In our case now, we are using SS3 and SS grade and SS3 class. And you can see when I did the selection, it automatically brings out the student registered in that grade. So you can see I only have one student in this class, which is James Wisdom. So what do? I'll click on the edit. And when I click on the edit, you can see all the subjects that is registered for SS3 students, which we just did, biology and English. Now, I will have to assign this subject to James Wisdom. Let's say James is offering biology and is not offering English. I will only click on biology to assign to James. So this is how you manage the subject for the student in the same class, so that during their results, they will only see the results that is assigned to them. They will not see the subject that they did not write the exam for. They only see their subjects and they will write exam and the system will grade them accurately. So I'm going to assign biology, and also I'm assuming that James is offering these two subjects. So I will assign these two subjects for James. Then I will click on save changes. So you see that the system have assigned the subjects for James. You can now see that James Wisdom now have two subjects. Now, you do this for all your classes, all your grade, so that you maintain accuracy. You do it, if it is for, let's say, reception, you select the reception and the class, click on bulk assign. When you click on bulk assign, it will fetch all the subjects and you will select all and assign it to all the students. Do the same thing for your nursery, for your primary, for your junior secondary. Where you will have to manage it individually is where you you are working for with a senior secondary, which they offer different subjects. But for other classes, other grades, you have to do the bulk assignment and assign all the subjects to them. But when it comes to your senior secondary SS grade and classes, you have to do the manual assigning. Click on individual student name on the edit button and select the subject that they are offering and save it for them. Once that is done, you are good to go. You have properly set up your student and subjects. Now, the next thing is we want to assign the registered subject to a staff. So how do we do that? We come to reassign staff subject. Why are we using the reassign staff subject? Because we have a staff already registered on the system. Had it been is a fresh registration, no staff, no students, no subjects, all we'll do is to go through the process normally by registering subjects and registering students before we now register staff. So if we click on register staff, all the subjects we have registered will appear for us to assign to the staff before we register the staff. But in this case, we already have a staff in this class, SS3. So we don't go through register staff again. We now go through reassign staff subject. So we just give the staff the new subject we want him or her to take up. So once we click on the reassign staff subject, you enter the staff name and you enter the staff password. And you click on retrieve staff assignment. So you click on retrieve staff assignment and it fetches the staff details. So you can see that staff loaded successfully. Now you can see there is no subject assigned to this staff yet. So what do? We click on the add/reassign subject. That is where the function we are going to use to assign the subject. So we select the grade SS and we select the class SS3. So you can see all the subject in SS3 has automatically appeared, which is English and biology for now. So we click on the two subjects. We want the staff to take all the two subjects. We select it and we click on assign selected subject. So you see that successfully assigned two subjects. Now we are done with the admin section. What do we now do? We move to the staff section and we log in. So I'm already logged in on the staff dashboard. So you can see my login here. So once you log in or your staff's login, how will they be able to submit the CBT exams? You can see we have two exam formats here, the submit results and the CBT. Now, this submit results is for manual exams and tests. Let's say they write a manual exam and a manual test. Once the scores are ready, they'll click on the submit result, which are your staffs, and they select grade they want to submit. You can see here, I only have SS grade. And that is the only grade that was assigned to me by my admin. So I will select the grade and I will select the class, which is SS3. I'm not seeing any other grade except the one that was assigned to me. So now these are the subjects that was also assigned to me, biology and English. So when I select one of the subjects, select the term that I'm entering the exam and select the academic section, you see the system automatically fetches all the students in that class for me. So I will just have to enter their test score and enter their exam score value. Then I will click on submit. And once that is done, I have submitted that result. Now let's move back to the CBT. I'll go back to my dashboard. And now for me to submit a CBT exam as a staff for my subjects, I'll simply click here, manage CBT exam or manage CBT, any which one. I'll click on it and it will load the CBT dashboard. Now you can see the create exam. And we use this manage exams to manage our exams. You see no active exam found. And we use the statistics to see the overall statistics of our exam. Everything is 0. So let's start by creating exam. Now you can also see the additional features here, which is math help. So this is for mathematical formulas and chemical formulas, both for math, physics, chemistry, or biology. So as the case may be. So now you can see it is well explained. So if you are setting a math question, chemistry question, or physics, you simply come to the math help and click on it. It will open the modal and you'll be able to see all the functions and features you can use depending on your question. So you can see that, let's say you can also click on any of these letters if you want to use them. You just click on it, it will copy the letter for you. You see it's copied. So you can just paste it on your question interface where you are setting the question. You can also copy. So you just follow the instructions and you'll be able to set up mathematical question for your CBT. So now I'm setting up exams for SS and I'm setting for SS grade. So let me quickly go refresh this so that it loads very properly. Now, so let's give it a while to load. The network is a little bit slow. So let's give it a while to load. Sure. Okay. So we are up now. So I will select the SS and I will select SS3 and I will select the subject, which is biology. Now you can see the instruction or important note. It said student will only see this exam if they are enrolled in this subject. So that enrollment is very important. Make sure you use that manage student subject after registering your students and your subject so that all the necessary students, they will see their results, they will see their exams, they will see their subjects. Please, it is very important. Now, we go ahead and we select the term, which is second term, and we are in 2025-2026. So we select again exam title. You can add it exam title, either exam title, and you can give a description or you leave it empty. Now for this exam, the pass mark is set by default to be 40. So anything from 40 upward is a pass for the student. So you know how you do your calculation, how many questions you have for this exam. So you know how you calculate it. But once the student scores 40 upward for a question that is 50 question or 20 question, if the student score 40 upwards, they pass the exam. The system will grade them according to. So this 40 is like a minimum mark, which should be around just a pass mark, D, or what's as the case may be. So now we are leaving it at default. You can also change the pass mark to what you want, maybe 45. So you can see here, you set your time, the time for the exam, when you want them to start the exam. And also, if you want to shuffle the question, you set this to yes. Shuffle questions, you set it to yes. So regardless of how you set your questions and answers, the system will automatically shuffle it and randomly present it to the student. Now, you can click on allow review to keep it yes or keep it no. So I will leave all this to be no. I don't want them to see the result immediately, and I don't want to allow review. So once that is done, I'll click on add questions. So when I click on add questions, I'll be able to add my questions. So let's just add 1 or 2 questions as the case may be. Let's say we are adding exams for biology. Let's just do something like biology is, or let's say biology deals with living and non-living things. True or false? So this is a true or false question. So now here is the mark for this particular question. How many marks? Is it 5 marks for this question or is it 10 marks for this question? So I will just move the marks to 40. I'll just say 25. I'll just say, okay, let me say 30. Just this question is 30 marks. Now I will have to select the question type. Is it a multi-choice question, true or false, or fill in the blank? So in this case, the question already is a true or false question. So I will select true or false. Now on the options, I will enter the answers that the students can select. So the first answer we give is true. Option B, false. Option C. Now, this option A and option B are compulsory. You can either enter C, D, but it's better enter all of them to give the student more space to reason critical. So now, option C, we can enter no idea. And option D, we can say all of the above. Now, on the next one, you have to select the correct answer. And the correct answer is true, which is A, option A. Now, the next thing is to click on add question. So you are adding more questions. You don't save until you've add all your questions for that subject. So you click on add question and you add another question. So let's say in this case, let's say in your own understanding, explain what you know about biology. So this is the question. Explain what you know. Now, what is the mark? I'm giving this a 30 marks. And is this a true or false question or multi-choice question? Let's use fill in the blanks because they are going to type something on their answer. Or let's structure this question in a better way because the system is designed to capture the exact answer you provided at your end, which the students have to enter. So you have to structure your question. If we allow this question this way, the student is actually going to say their mind completely. And what you offered as the answer might not really tally with what they will give you as their mind. And in some cases, it might be partially correct. So we are not going to allow that error because of our question. So we are going to frame our question much better so that the system can capture what we supply as an answer and match it with what the students are going to feed us as their own answer. Now, the question said, in your own understanding, explain what you know about biology. Now, you can say, in your own understanding, biology do you believe, do you agree that biology deals with living and non-living things? So let's just leave it as simple as this. And we now have to provide what the answer should be. Now, the answer is actually yes. So, and also, this is what we are expected from the student. But in this same case, the student might not believe. But the truth is yes. So I want you to understand what I'm trying to explain so that when you are submitting your questions, you will know how to feed the system. So let's just assume that this is all correct and all accurate. And we are giving a yes as the answer to the system. So now what do? We click on Save Exam. We assume that all the exams have been entered and we are done. So we click on Save Exam. Now, I'll click on Save Exam. So when you scroll up, you see 2 questions have been saved successfully. So when you click on Manage Exam, you will see the question you just saved. You can view the question. You can see the details of the progress. You can delete the question and you can deactivate the exam. So on the statistics, you see total exam and active exam, which are 1 we just created. So now let's assume that you have created all the exams. Your staffs or teachers have done all the exams and they have created it. So coming back to the admin, we have CBT management. And you can see the statistics of all the CBT that is active on your school. You can manage them on your admin. Don't bother about this. I have been on the work and the system has been capturing previous works, and that is why the figures is above 1. So now let's go to the student portal. Let's go to the student portal. I want to log out and log in afresh as a student. How do I log in? When you come to the site, the student clicks on CBT exams, which is this. They click on student CBT and they select their school and they enter their first name. They will enter their last name. So they have to enter this sequentially as it is. Their first name, their last name is their surname. Now, let's say they have 3 names. Let's say James, Kenneth, then Wisdom, 3 names. The first name should be just the first name, one name. Then on the last name, let them add the other 2 names. Else, the system will not recognize them as the student in this class or in this school. So once they enter their name, they have to select the grades, SS and what class. Is it SS3, SS2 or primary 6? They will type it accordingly. And once that is done, they'll click on log in to CBT. So you can see now, I'm logged into CBT and you can see welcome back James Wisdom. Now, the next thing is to take the exam. You can see the exam is already showing on my dashboard. I'll simply click on take exam and I'll click on take exam. I will read the instruction. After that, I will click start exam. Now, the system automatically starts the exam and you see the time have started counting, which is 59 minutes, and the exam is total of 60 minutes, which is 1 hour. So you see the question, the system has shuffled the question. The last is now the first. In your own understanding, do you agree that biology deals with living and non-living things? Yes, I agree. Now I will click on next. Biology deals with living and non-living things. True or false? True. I will click on submit. So the student, once they are done, they click on submit and it submits the exams for them. But on the process they are writing the exam and their time finishes, the system automatically submits the exams for them. Also, the CBT is designed for exams. It is CBT exams. It is not for tests. It is not for tests. It is CBT exams. And it is graded by 100%. So, if your students are writing a CBT exam, know that they are writing 100% of that subject. The system does a systematic calculation. It does the logic. If they have 70 overall in a subject, they score 70, the system automatically takes 30% out of that 70 and grade it into their tests. The remaining 70% out of that 70, the system grades it into their exam. Now, this is for standard grading, which is 70-30. But when you now do the costume grading, which is 40-60, the system also does the same thing on the costume grading. So any subject that is being taken as CBT is over 100. There is no test for that subject. So once they take a CBT, they have taken both the tests and the exam. The system does the grading accurately and fixes all the logics where it's supposed to be. I believe that is clear enough. So your student don't need to write a test to add to their CBT exams. Once they take the exam, they have taken the test. It is graded over 100, both for the costume grading, which is 10, 10, 10, 10, 60. The system does that calculation and automatically takes out 40% for test or 30% for test, as the case may be. And the remaining 60 and 70%, the system fixes it into the exam score. Now, I will click on submit. And once I click on submit, you can see exam completed successful, passed 100%, 60 over 60, grade A, which means I answered all the questions correctly. So you see that the exam has been completed. So you can see now the exam status is showing completed. And also, your student can take some part of the subject as CBT and some part as manual. So how does that work? Let's say, for instance, you have 6 subjects. You have 6 subjects in a class for your students, and you want them to take 3 as CBT and 3 as manual exam and test. It is very, very realistic. All your teachers need to do is to submit CBT exams for those 3 subjects, and the student will take them accordingly, and the system will grade them accordingly by 100%. Now, the remaining 3 subjects, once they are done writing the exams and the test, your teachers who is in charge of that subject comes and do the needful, click on submit results and enter scores for those 3 subjects. The system automatically gathers or adds them together as a full subject, which is 6 in total, and uses it to form your student results. Now, when you come to the admin dashboard again, you can click on the view result status to know the progress of the CBT and the manual submission. So let's click on SS grade. Let's click on SS grade and see. I think the system has logged me out. Yes, because my section has expired. So let me log in again. So you click on view results and you select the grade you want to view the results. So you can see now we have biology, which is CBT. We just submitted, the student just completed that exam and you see it's in green. And English, they have not written the exam, neither has the staff submitted. So let's just submit a score manually, assuming that the students write this as a manual exam and test. So let's submit English manually. Now we are on the staff dashboard. We select the grade and we select the class and we select English and we select the term, which is second term, and we load this system. So we are going to enter the test score 23 and the exam score 56 and we submit. So we have submitted the result score for the English language. Now let's come back to our admin. You click on view result status and you click on SS grade. So you can see the 2 subjects now has been submitted, both the CBT that is written by the student and the manual exam that is written by the student, which the teacher entered manually. They are now showing green, submitted. So from here, you can go ahead and compile your result for this grade and class by clicking on the compiled results and follow the process, and you see all the results submitted. You can go ahead and compile the results. So you fill in all the details that is required. Once that is done, you select the term, second term, academic section 2025/2026. Now your next term begins on, let's say, April 12th. And the next term fee, you can leave it. You can enter the next term fee as the case may be, let's say 250,000. And you click on generate results. So you can see that it is successfully compiled. Now you can view the results that was compiled, and let's go for SS and you can see the results here. So this is the result that was compiled. Now in your own case, you will get this result locked because it is a fresh compilation. So the system just recompiled this result because it has been compiled before. So it doesn't need to lock it. It already has a pin for it. So this is how to use your CBT system and admin management and staff management efficiently. Kindly go through the video step by step to understand how to use it and how your staff can use it. You can see here, we also have payment for bulk pin activation. This is very important. Please, once you are done with your terms exam, everything is compiled successfully and the results are ready, we advise that you use the payment for all unpaid results function. Use it to pay for all the results at once, and it will generate you a downloadable A4 paper containing the student name and the result pins for those students. So once the student comes for their result pin or their parents, you just copy it out and cut it out and give to them. When you are doing a manual activation, single activation, and you have a lot of students, you might encounter payment error. This is not from our side. It's from our payment provider. They have some restriction on reoccurring payment at a given time interval. So if you are doing a recurring payment of 300 naira within an hour, if you do up to 3 or 4 to 6 within an interval of 1 hour, you might be blocked. They set those things for security reasons. So if you have a lot of results, we advise that you use the bulk payment so that you make a payment once and all the pins will be available for you. But in the case that you still have a reason for single payment, go ahead and do your single payment. Once you come up with the technical issue, simply message us on the support platform so that we'll assist you on that. Thank you very much.